Dengan adanya pameran IndoBuildTech offline ini, kita bisa
Selamat siang, Bapak Ibu sekalian. Nama saya Adam Maski, General Manager of the AICA Indonesia. Thank you for coming today to our product presentation. Okay, so my presentation is divided into the different parts. First, company introduction, and then after that, the 5 items. One is the Cellar, and then another, the 4 items is a quite new item. Yeah, let's begin. So the AICA Kogyo is Japan, our parent company. The founded in 1936, and then the capital stock is 89 million USD. The sales amount is 1.7 billion USD, and the employees kila 5,000 people. And then now expand 11 countries and areas. The market share of the hardware in Japan is 70 to 80%. So this is the global network. The south side is New Zealand and Australia, and then the west side is India. So now try to approach the Middle East area. So the AICA Indonesia, we start to operate in 1974, and then the most of the product is export to the Japan, and then Japanese customer are very satisfied of the product which we produced. Okay, this is the other export areas. The Singapore, Thailand, Hong Kong, Taiwan, China, the mostly the Southeast Asia. Okay, so this is a factory. We have the 2 factories near the Jakarta area. The one is Bukashi, the another one is the Cikampek. So this point is a little bit different from the other competitors. So we have the factory in Indonesia, so we can do the custom, and then our the lead time is much faster than the other competitors, which import from some area. Okay. So the B modern, B clean, these are the standard style, the required for the cutting edge space design. And the Cellar is a sophisticated item, sophisticated interior wall material. So the Cellar is a new product from the AICA Indonesia, and we officially introduced the Cellar in Indonesian market in 2020. After that, we have achieved the triple number of sales from the 2020 to the 2021. Before going to the product detail, maybe I'll briefly explain the history of the Cellar in Japan. Launched in 1988, and the sales began to increase in 1996. But these are the several factors that influence the increase in Cellar sales. And first, used for the kitchen panel, system kitchen manufacturers choose Cellar for their kitchen backsplash, and eventually the Cellar has 60 to 70% market share as a kitchen panel in Japan. And the second, development of the Cellar installation method on tile. The ceramics on tile and the ceramics. This method has been accepted for the renovation market. And the third, change the trend of the hospital wall from the just white painting wall to to hotel and the cafe looks. And then fourth, development of the cellar functions like a bathroom time or antibacterial, antivirus, and then deodorize, something like that. And the fifth, development of adhesive for the bathroom. So now Cellar is a well-known product in Japan. So, and here is the Cellar segment data. The highest is the residential sector, the 55%, because again, the 60 to 70% of the private kitchen in Japan are using the Cellar. But also other areas such as commercial, like a non-residential area, like a big mall and office, department store, hotel, there is the 30%, and also the hospital and school. Recently, thanks to the Rugby World Cup in Tokyo 2019 and Tokyo Olympic Games 2020, many stations among the Tokyo area, use the Cellar for the corridor and then toilet area. I hope that some audience understand the attractive point of the Cellar. So let's watch the Cellar video. Yeah, thank you for the watching video. Okay, so the please see the the right side pictures. Oh, yeah, this one. Have you felt that the joint part of the ceramic is not so clean, or will that after living the couple of years later? The 1990 to the 2000 in Japan, the many Japanese people feel it's kind of old school, and many people switch to the choose Cellar for for the clean and the modern looks. This one, it reminds me like the grandpa house here. Okay, and also there are other reason why the customer choose the Cellar. Okay, because the thickness is a 3 millimeter and the big size 3 by 8 feet, and then the 12.5 kg. Easy to bring and easy to install. No need to the many levels for the installation. And the best alternative, the marble and the granite and the ceramics. And then the affordable price with the great quality, and then simple installation on tile and ply with the gypsum. It means that you can reduce the labor cost and the lead time. So the consequence, the total price will be more cost effective. And also can match also with the half L pattern, the Cellar for the wall, and then furniture is using the half L. This is an example of the more specific case. Why do the owner choose the Cellar for the hospital? The traditional hospital has like a gloomy design and atmosphere. It makes the patient feel uncomfortable. And with Cellar, hospital design can be more colorful and then make patients more comfortable. And also Cellar has an antibacterial technology, so it gives a safer impression. The perspective within the hospital management, they need to attract the customer to their hospital. So space design is very important part of the management, and the space design also should be more cozy. This is another example of the specific case. The location is in East Jakarta. So the owner wanted to use the marble pattern in this apartment, but it's kind of pain to use and bring the real marble in this tiny apartment. When we introduced the Cellar to the designer, the owner really happy because it has white marble pattern. And for the installation also super easy. For the bathroom, just install it on the tile, and also the Cellar installed to the wall, and also the install for the kitchen, just the Cellar installed to the kitchen on the current material. And the Cellar has a lightweight, so it's easy, very easy to to bring to this tiny apartment. The left side is the before, and then the right side is after the photo. So you can see the ambience just changing after using the Cellar. For the price itself, of course, Cellar has an affordable price compared to the real marble. So the owner is very, very happy. Okay, so let me break down the benefit for each position of the project. For the owner, affordable price with great quality, easy to maintain, and the impact scratch resistant and antibacterial. For the architecture and the interior designer, can match with the half-L furniture and the vast selection of the design from the catalog as a custom. For the contractor, why is the upsell? So interior applicator expand the execute scope. They can install the kitchen wall area and the wall for the kamar mandi. The before I think the tile or glass applicator do it, right? And the second, affordable price with the great quality, and then best alternative for the marble granite tiles, and then simple installation. Just the two people enough to apply Cellar. So this is the Cellar production information. And what's interesting is that the Cellar uses a non-combustible core. That's why the Cellar is a heat and water resistant. Then coated with the decorative layer so that the thickness reaches to the 3 millimeter. The Cellar obtained a non-combustible certification in Japan. And the size, again, size is 3 by 8 feet, and then core is white, and the surface is 3 finish, and the pattern is a 23, the pattern, and also you can choose the custom from the AICA Laminate catalog. This is the Narita International Airport project. The cellar is used for the dinding. This is the Haneda Airport JAL Sakura Lounge, and also the cellar is used for the wall and the partition. This is the apartment project, and then the cellar is used for the kitchen panel. This is the LRT City apartment in Jakarta. Yeah, cellar, the kitchen panel. Oh, sorry, the Narita International Airport one. This is the wall, and then for the Haneda Airport, and then the Yokohama LRT. The Yokohama apartment project, and then this is the LRT City apartment in Jakarta, and this is the operating room in Bogor Hospital. The cellar used for the wall. This is the Rumah Sakit Kasibunda project. And then this is the Masjid, the Tashkumalaya project. The cellar used for the wall. Okay, so here I'll explain more detail about the installation of the cellar. So cellar can be installed directly on gypsum, plywood, mortar, and tile. As for the attaching to the foundation of the wall, it's enough to use a double side tape and adhesive. ICA product name is SE8. On the back side of the cellar, you can attach the double side tape, the blue color part. And after that, you feel also the adhesive SE8. Then moreover, we can, we cut the cellar with hand saw or circular saw at the actual construction area. So you don't need to, the pre-cut, and you don't need to check size in advance. So you just go there, you just go to the site, and then the scale the wall, and then the cut and install it. So that's why we repeat, it can reduce the working time. This is the example of installing the cellar on tile. You can feel the ambience in a room that it changes after using the cellar. The installation is fast. No need to dismantle the wall material. Doesn't pile up the ceramic waste. And in terms of the cost, it's also more affordable due to the lead time is shrink. Maybe you are wondering what joiner is used between the cellar. From ICA, we provide a special joiner for cellar, type Ha for the connection between cellar, and type U for the end. Besides from using the disc joiner, you can also use the sealant for the grouting for the connection between cellar. For the cellar adhesive, we have a special product name is SE8. We highly recommend to use it, and this is only for the adhesive purpose. This is renovation project pictures for installation into the shower and the toilet area. So you can see the cellar, just using the double tape, and then the fill the adhesive, and then just the two people carry, and then apply directly to the ceramic. Okay, again, the cellar benefit: durable and impact resistant, easy to maintain, heat and humidity resistant, hygienic and sanitary, and then vast selection of design and the simple installation. Okay, so next product, it's a the new item we call the ToughTop. So after we succeed with cellar, next we have also the new product called the ToughTop, luxury tabletop and the kitchen top with timeless beauty and antibacterial sourness. After people believe in the cellar as a material for their kitchen backsplash, the people began to ask, one material was suitable for the kitchen tabletop that matched the the Cellar pattern on the backsplash. AICA Indonesia answered the question by launching the new product ToughTop. The ToughTop is a good choice if you are looking for the tabletop materials, and the kitchen tabletop's demand is more strength of the ablation, so we developed the ToughTop. When you use the ToughTop and the Cellar together, it will create the seamless design. So accident can happen on your kitchen tabletop. For example, a dropping pan and falling the kitchen through, and the splash hot oil and the knife scratches, and then dragging the heavy pan, etc. So ToughTop can protect it from all that. So we do the internal test. Put the hot plate pan with 200 degrees for 10 minutes, and then check the changes. The ToughTop, there's no changes, but some other materials had changed after the 5 minutes. Also, do the internal test ablation resistance based on the GSK, the 6902, and using the ablation machine, the 500 cycle, then check the final weight against the initial weight. So after test weight loss for the ToughTop, only 0.08 gram. Other materials, how to say, the loss a lot, yeah. So it means that you can understand how much the ToughTop is durable. For the impact resistance, we drop the heavy ball like a 532 gram, and then check the clock timing. So the ToughTop can until reach to the 80 centimeter stay okay. Until 80 centimeter is okay. The other material like ceramic is just 10 centimeter is to break. Okay. So this is the benefit of the ToughTop. The ablation resistant, antibacterial, durable impact resistant, heat resistant, and then easy to maintain, and then simple installation. This ToughTop also easy to cut using the circular saw and the hand saw. Okay, here the pattern in the ToughTop. We have 5 patterns that can match with the Cellar, the left side, and there are 4 original patterns, especially for the ToughTop, the right side. For the finishing, the color is the M83, but you can also custom finish it S83, the super matte. Okay, here is the video when he launched the ToughTop, and many people test the durability of the ToughTop itself. Okay. All right. Again, the new product, the AICA Laminates Plus Wonder collection. So the Plus Wonder is a collaboration product between the AICA and LightCube. And the LightCube itself is a consulting, the planning, and the design company, mainly for the wallpaper and the textile population both in Japan and then the international. The background of the launch of the Plus Wonder series for the standard hardware, there is the MOQ, which is the quite big number. So Motif Design is chosen like a normal design, and due to the printing restriction, it's necessary to repeat the graphic every 40 centimeter. So for the erasing the connection part or a joint part, the most design like a crowded and then the messy, and it's not possible to create a large design. In order to solve these restrictions, the AICA purchased on digital printing machine. So this collaboration can produce the hardware patterns that are very unique and very different from the general hardware motif. The tagline is, "The wonders will never bore you." In Japan, the Plus Wonder has been launched in 2014. We already started to sell the 14 patterns in the AICA catalog in Asian market. For Indonesia edition, we survey and study with the Indonesian designers and then launch the new 9 new patterns. It might be more suitable with your project. So one is the Rios Montemo. It's the combination of the attractive patterns of the Portuguese rough stone and the expression of the cutting surface of this dollar design. On the right side, Altissimo Marimo. It's a miraculous, the natural terrazzo design. Okay. So Arling marble, there are a variety of the expression of color and good for the like an entrance area. And then Barnwood, it's like a vintage style that maybe also suits with the cafe style. The concrete stone, it's for the stone material with a sophisticated concrete like impression that produce a modern and elegant space. The white mold, it's for the stone material with a unique transparent expression and the complex colors. Okay. Okay, next product. Now PT AICA Indonesia released a new product called AICA Ibom S Plus. The tagline is best for HPL. Ibom S Plus is the ready to be the right glue choice for your project need. We have visited many workshops and the various the religion, and we absorbed the aspiration of the craftsmen about the Ibom glue. Previously, for existing Ibom HPL, it was just too fluid and by the loyal users in some areas. That's why when they apply it on the HPL sheet, they feel it's too wasteful, and because of the leaked character. And also when applying Ibom and it reaches the edge of the HPL, it often spill out. Of course, if HPL layer together, it can apply fast and then without waste. But usually our loyal users get used to use the thick character glue. So when they apply it, they get the feeling of the being economical. After listening to these customers' voice, I can study a lot and then develop the Ibom S Plus. Ibom S Plus overcome these the challenges. So the Ibom S Plus is a perfect glue for the HPL and many the materials. Please see the glue inside like this one, this glue. So with the increasingly the refined formula that makes Ibom S Plus glue thicker than the ordinary glue. That makes it very easy for the workers to apply this glue. Okay, please see the demonstration video. The very thick glue and then following the black. Okay, thank you. Okay, final product, the AICA Laminate J Cube. Okay. So this is the story, the AICA Laminates catalog. Before we called the AICA Laminates as a collection, and then now the renaming AICA Laminates J Cube. So the history of the HPL, we launched the HPL in 1960, and then developed the original functional technology, antibacterial, antivirus, anti-fingerprint, pure core, etc. And then we received the IWF Design Award for the Cellar and BSD. IWF Design is quite famous, world famous award. And then AICA HPL is made by combining the design and the technology. So the JQ is stand for the Japan Design, and then Japan Technology, and then Japan Quality. Okay, so this is a new concept of the catalog 2022. We are analyzing the current global interior trend and adding the elements of the era and the social background. And we IKEA, have created the unique 3 trends. And this time we add 8 new patterns. The recent trend is used for the large scale stone and then stonework in residence and construction. We have selected the realistic rust and then metallic and then grayish color. One is the layered, so like a dynamic marble design with the white and gray color, and then I said the rusty design. Release the stack pattern with the shading effect, and then the sandstone pattern. The urban floor steel bricks design, and then the sandstone motif. So in the previous, the catalog IKEA has the 15 finished surface. Then we add 2 more new finish: wood finish, refined wood, and stone finish or creep. So we combine the new wood emboss with existing pattern and then create 5 new patterns. For the surfaces, we add 9 new solid colors. For the pure core, we add 5 new solid colors. And then for the regular hardware, we add 8 new solid colors. And then for the wheel deck, we add 4 patterns. So if you want to see the big size, the sample, please come to our booth. We have the big size sample. Okay. All right. So IKEA Laminate J-Cube catalog. We will start to deliver end of April. Okay. Thank you very much. Yeah. Okay. Q&A. Okay. Thank you for the listening the PT AICA Indonesia the product presentation. Thank you very much. Okay. Thank you. Terima kasih.